if you make something that's a thriller or a horror movie, there has to be some part that you find disturbing or you find scary, or that it even feels like intimidating to actually shoot it. And I think that was a big part of like why I wanted to make the movie, is to kind of like just challenge myself.
Last night, I saw something in my dreams. I can see people, places, things others can't.
Last Night in Soho is a psychological thriller, and I'm certainly a huge fan of that genre.
There was a girl.
Very early on, when we were discussing these characters and who they would be, you know, with Ellie, Edgar and I put a lot of ourselves into her. We lived outside of London. We came to London as students. We weren't very cool. We definitely didn't belong with the cool crowd and all this sort of stuff. And just this idea of feeling like out and lost.
I think there's definitely elements in like Eloise, like both from myself. I know that might sound ridiculous because I'm not an 18-year-old girl from Cornwall, but I did move from like the West Country, like a rural area of like England, to London. And also, you know, I had gone to art college. And in a way, like, there's lots of elements of Eloise that are based on my mother. Like, my mother is somebody who's very like supernaturally switched on and will feel presences in old rooms or old buildings. And in fact, you know, that had happened in our family house back in when I was growing up. And I think as a young horror fan, there was part of me that was envious that my mum had seen a ghost and I hadn't. So that was the kind of upbringing I had. And my mum watched it for the first time the other day. And I think she, you know, probably thought it was like a documentary. But I guess that's the thing, is Eloise is like sort of like has a gift for seeing the past. That was something that was part of my childhood.
There was a girl.
And you are?
Sandy.
Sandy, I think, you know, you start off with this idea that she's maybe, much like Ellie, she goes on a journey, she goes to the big city, but she's so confident and she's so capable. And I wanted Sandy to be someone that Ellie and the audience would fall in love with, that just charm, charisma, power, and belief in herself. And I think that's what makes the story then altogether more tragic. So Ellie is completely enamored by Sandy and wants to be Sandy until it turns, and then she can't escape what Sandy's become.
There is a hunger that anybody that wants to get into the entertainment industry and doesn't know anybody that can help them, there is a hunger in Sandy that we can all relate to, because it is this feeling of, I have this thing, but I am reliant on somebody else to give me my break or to allow me to do it. And this kind of intense desire to be able to fulfill your dreams in that way. And I'm very lucky that my story went differently, but I could really feel that with Sandy, and it hurt. It was just a difficult emotion to kind of portray, because I think anybody that has wanted something that desperately, that is reliant on so many other people helping you make it happen, I think people can connect to that and know that it can be quite lonely.